Our gray hymnal, this Singing the Living Tradition, has, besides amazing music, some amazing readings. And recently in worship services in each of our congregation, I have included a reading number 457 from our gray hymnal, I'm Only One, written by Edward Everett Hale, who's an American author, historian, and Unitarian Universalist. And he says, I'm only one, but still I am one. I cannot do everything, but still I can do something. And because I cannot do everything, I will not refuse to do the something I can do. Important words for this time, that we can each do something. And so I've mentioned some of the things that are going on locally and regionally that you might be interested in, as well as organizations you might wish to connect with if you're not familiar with them already. And I've included more than what I'm going to mention in this video in the written letter that accompanies this. But just to give a few highlights, if you're interested in political advocacy involvement, of course, one of our great resources is UUNI. It's the UU Advocacy Network of Illinois. There is a legislative advocacy training coming up on Wednesday, February 9th. That's on Zoom, and it starts at 7 o'clock. The Illinois Coalition for Immigrant and Refugee Rights, which does amazing work, an organization definitely to be aware of, has advocacy days in Springfield. And those dates are February 26th, March 20th, April 10th, and May 22nd. I will find out more information about the start and meeting times for those dates. Another way of supporting the immigrant community in particular is learning more about what are the rights that folks who are immigrants have. And there are these things called Know Your Rights trainings. You might have heard the director of ICE complaining about the Know Your Rights trainings in Chicago and how hard it was making their job. So Know Your Rights trainings focuses on understanding the legal rights for when ICE arrives at a person's home or workplace, and there's Know Your Rights trainings that are available in person and online. Attending in person has the added benefit of meeting like-hearted people and networking. So here are some local opportunities and options. The Youth and Family Center of McHenry, which is just right down the road from the Tree of Life congregation, has a training coming up this Monday, the 17th. This is an in-person training. It will be there at the Youth and Family Center February 17th at 6 o'clock. The Mano a Mano Family Resource Center in Lake County also has a wide range of Know Your Rights trainings in person and online, and I've included a link for their trainings. So there's a number of them to choose from. Besides attending Know Your Rights trainings, there's opportunities to just follow, support, or become involved with a number of immigrant-focused and immigrant-serving organizations in the area. Besides the two that I had mentioned of the Youth and Family Center and the Mano a Mano and the Illinois Coalition on Immigrant and Refugee Rights, another statewide organization to be aware of is the Illinois Migrant Council. That's a statewide organization that was founded and located in McHenry County, but serves the full state for new arrivals in McHenry, as well as working on putting together a crisis response team. And then there's the National Immigrant Justice Center, which has an amazing amount of resources. The headquarters are in Chicago, and Tree of Life member Randy Rapp was actually one of the original founders of the organization and is still on their board. I've included a link to them as well. And finally, I mentioned the Illinois Coalition on Immigrant and Refugee Rights. the there are they have a statewide organization of rapid response teams. There are new teams that are being formed in McHenry and Lake County, and if you're interested in learning more or becoming more involved, just contact me and I will help you connect with what's going on with rapid response teams. And of course, we want to be supportive of our LGBTQ plus community. There was millions of dollars spent on anti-trans ads this last election, and they are having an impact. It's important now more than ever to continue our commitment to our trans siblings in our congregation and in our communities. One thing that you might want to know about is there is a workshop in person and online called The Spiritual Work of Trans Justice and Safety, being led by Sir Alex Capitan, who one of the founders of the Transforming Hearts Collective and one of the leaders of the Transgender Inclusion in Congregations course that we offered last spring and will offer again this spring. In March 29th, Saturday, March 29th, our Tree of Life UU congregation will be at 7 o'clock. Our welcoming congregation team there is showing the documentary film Major. So mark your calendar for that. And the LGBTQ Plus Center of Lake County let Tamara Wanchek know that on March 30th they are having a pop-up protest at noon to mark the Trans Day of Visibility. That will be on the corner of 45th and 120. So Tamara can provide more information and will provide more information as that gets closer. A statewide organization to be aware of if you're not already following them for the LGBTQ plus community is Equality Illinois. That is a statewide rights and advocacy organization, and they are really paying attention to the impact of what's happening nationally and how that impacts us locally. Those are just a few, and there are more in the written resource that goes along with this video. Check some of those out. See which ones speak to you, which ones you can connect with. Keep myself and our congregations posted on other organizations, other events, other ways for us to connect and be involved. We cannot do everything, but we can each do something. So let's embrace and hold close those most vulnerable in our congregations and our communities, and let's find ways to reduce harm where we can. Sending you this message in faith, in community, and with great hope and with great gratitude.